Hey everyone, welcome to Friday Night in the Homestead. Tonight, topic is crafts and hobbies on the homestead. And let's drop down here. All right, Dave will be joining us shortly. He's putting Charles to bed. So in the meantime, I'm going to welcome everybody here. First one in was CR, Creative Redundancy. And then Brenda Duncan, 1900 Homestead, Grandma Karen, Stringfield Ridge Farm. Good, Teresa's here because I got something for Teresa tonight. Christy Betts is here, Kaylin Strain, Built on a Rock Homestead, Mary Beth Smith. Everyone's chit-chatting. Q Kitchen and Beyond. Greetings. Shady Hill Homestead. How you doing? And we're caught up, and everybody's talking to each other. Good. All right. So, Brett's here. Hey, Broussard Homestead. Woohoo! So, this is hopefully everyone out there. I hope that you will be using the side chat to add to what's coming up here and share ideas with everybody, because this is one that is really for everyone. I mean, it's everybody's. It belongs to all of you. Contribute stuff, talk, because I know some of you do crafting and everything out that have special things. And so I really want to get everyone up. Dave's here. Get everyone to share their knowledge and experience and their fun at on this topic. So let me move over here and bring up wrong button. Come on, body work. There we go. All right. So crafts and hobbies on the homestead. Now, if I was to add to this, it's going to be for fun and making money. So let's see what we got here. Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. There it goes. My little cue light down in the bottom there keeps disappearing on me. I can't see the things. All right. Quilting. My grandmother and my grand aunt and my granny used to do tons of quilts. And my mom, not so much. But my wife does a lot of quilting. Quilts are cool. And they keep you warm at night. And they probably work a lot better than some of these synthetic you buy in the store nowadays.
Yep.
All right. My grandmother used to sit, and she retired from as a real estate agent. She knitted sweaters and vests and scarves. I mean, she knitted up a storm all the time. Now, if Will was here, Will could jump in on this on leatherworking and stuff. Will at JIT Preparedness Info.
Let's go back to the original.
Yeah, I agree.
That's too much of a mouthful. It is JIT.
Yeah, just JIT preparedness, just-in-time prepping. Just-in-time prepping just kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
Too much extra on the end of it. It's too tongue-tying.
Yeah.
He's probably lurking in the background, just not typing anything. So.
Yeah. Well, is he out of the hospital yet?
That's why I say he's probably just lurking. He's probably in the hospital watching.
Okay. Now, Teresa, come on, get it up there. Where'd it go? There. I'm kind of quick here. Actually, my grandmother taught all of her grandchildren, me included, as a young kid, how to crochet, and that was the coolest thing, crocheting. I used to crochet. It was cool.
I have a purpose for those little. Well, they ain't little needles, and it ain't got nothing to do with crocheting.
All right. All right. What's the next one here? Yeah. So leatherworking, and also, some of the leather workers are making stuff like sheaths and holsters. They're getting into that cordite, I think it's called, and working with that as well. Hey, Shelly Pine Tree Hill,
and Miss Kaylin strolled up on in here.
I got Kaylin earlier.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
So hi everybody that I missed.
Yeah. Now, woodworking. Actually, even back in the San Francisco Bay Area in Martinez, the home of the Martini, there was a guy down by Ace Hardware that did chainsaw carvings like this. And he carved up a bunch of stuff down there. But then there is the smaller, delicate stuff. And let me reach over here. I got mine for doing that.
Well, see, I want to get me a wood lathe. And I want to get into turning things as well as covering with epoxy when done. And I've worked with epoxy before, and not epoxy per se as in gluing stuff together. We're talking an epoxy that hardens into a rock hard covering, which if you all look at through some of my old videos, you'll see my staff that I made, my walking stick. Yeah. And that was covered in an epoxy resin. And if I could get a hold of a wood lathe, and provided I can manage to hang on to the tools with my hand strength decreasing as it is, I could actually turn some pretty nice stuff.
Yeah. And who just came in here? We have Our Treasured Home and Cecilia Ravencat Homestead. All right. Yes. The reason I have the wood carving stuff, I have, as a Scoutmaster, been a merit badge counselor for wood carving for it. And the fact that, my wife loves working with the wood, had all sorts of projects, and we got ourselves a bandsaw, a table saw, scroll saw, several routers, sanders, grind, we got a wood shop down there in California, just need to bring up here. And of course there is 2 different types of wood burning. With the little handheld, like soldering iron, you do stuff. And then Dave has the computerized laser burning. So he can set.
Our cabin in the woods. Hello.
Hey, Our Cabin in the Woods. And Dave has done some nice stuff on some. Last year he had some nice things up that he was doing. All right, and more woodworking. All sorts of things you can do. You don't have to do small things. You can do big things. Routers. And then there's the stuff that doesn't get all dusty and throw pieces of stuff everywhere. I know sometimes when my wife gets busy with those scissors and stuff, trimming threads, as she gets threads everywhere too. But, my wife would kill to have a setup like this. Especially with all these little beads up here.
Well, you know what? That looks like an old Singer. I think that's what it says on it. Might not be Singer, but
no, it's a brother.
Oh, brother! It's not a Singer.
Yep.
Anyway, my mom actually, when my father passed away in 1976, 77, don't remember now, and we moved from Detroit up to the middle of Michigan. That was culture shock and a half. She bought a Singer that had little key plugs,
disc?
If you will.
Okay.
No, not a disc. It was an actual, looked like a small cup with different keys in it.
All right. Yeah.
And there was 16, I think, different keys, and it had every possible stitch that a human could do, plus a few. So my mom could sew up a storm.
All right, Martha.
And she wouldn't teach me how to do. She wouldn't teach me how to use a Singer. You know what she taught me? How to do it by hand.
Yep.
Yeah, she wouldn't let me use a Singer. She said, "You're gonna sew. You're gonna do it this way." And I had to take the needle, learn how to thread it, and then learn how to tie the knot in it, and then sew, and then tie the knot in it without breaking everything.
Yeah, my mom taught us how to sew, but with needle and thread first, and then taught us how to sew on her. I always mispronounce it. Nechi sewing machine. It is a big old Nietzsche in a big case, top fold open, and you fold it up out of it and fold the thing down, set on there. I got it. I got it in my house in California. So I got that when my mom passed.
I wish Miss Nina was up in here. Miss Nina, I don't know if she still has it, but in her place down when she was in where the hell was it? Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Before she moved to Tennessee, her and her son had a real nice old-fashioned foot-powered sewing machine, and that boy can sew with it.
Ooh, Mary Beth has a Singer treadle
Yep.
sewing machine.
That's what Miss Nina was using.
All right. And there's all sorts of crafting stuff you can do as well. One of the things I didn't get a picture of to put in here, for a while, my wife was doing the stamp them up stuff of all the pre-stuff stamps, so you can actually stamp it on the paper in different colored inks, and you can make a pretty picture just with the stamps. And she was doing that, and then people use the little beads and stuff to make necklaces, bracelets, and stuff. And what my wife does, my wife likes making earrings.
My mom used to do that, sell them at flea markets.
Yep. Well, my wife just makes them and gives them away as presents to family members and friends and everything else. And she has a lot of stuff.
And believe it or not, folks, getting into something like that right there is actually pretty inexpensive. If you buy it in bulk, you can buy a lot of the stuff you need to start making those.
Yeah.
And you let your imagination run wild. There is so many different bits and bobs that you could get to make necklaces and earrings and stuff like that with.
Yeah.
That if you spent, say, the winter months during the time you're cooped up, not being able to go outside and do things, and made bunches upon bunches upon bunches, and then find a flea market in your area that allow you to set up on the weekends,
or a farmer's market.
Right. You could turn around and sell those during the summer and make enough money to buy 10 times more, and you can make yourself a nice little living doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, like, my wife likes to do stuff with this seasonal stuff. So when so about the 1st of October and halfway through September, she starts gets all the little bats, the pumpkins, the little witches, and makes all sorts of Halloween ones. And she does stuff for fall for Thanksgiving, and does Christmas ones and Easter ones, and yeah.
Right. So, now, folks, if you're really good at this and you put out a professional product, Amazon will take handmade stuff and sell it on their site. But it has to go through, because I looked into it, it has to meet quality control, because Amazon having real problems with their China products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they don't. So they were going.
Some Amazon also allows you to set up your own store on Amazon, which they take a small cut on, but then any returns have to come back to you, not Amazon.
Right.
And have to be approved by you. Oh, pottery.
No thanks.
Pottery is all right. There's two different types of pottery. There is turning pottery, like she's doing here, and like they're doing here. Then there's the ones where you just take the silt, the clay mixture, and pour it in molds, let it start to set up, give it a certain time, and you pour out the excess, then you take it out of the mold, and then you fire it. That is what my mom and her first cousin, Barbara, I believe Barbara was a Joy, were doing down in Southern California. And they had the bead barn and everything else, and they made tons of stuff. And my cousin, Laddie, he asked to get after my mom passed away, asked for all the ceramic clay molds. So, hey, a guy is doing it, guys. And he's an auto mechanic, and that's what he's doing as a hobby now. But there's lots of different ways to work with pottery, either on a table, and then just sculpturing the pot, the clay, and you sculpture it too with the tool. All right.
If you haven't noticed, I'm doing my Courtney impression with the flashing lights behind me.
And here's the one for Teresa. Stringfield Ridge. Is this the cricket you have? The Cricket Joy? I'm not sure, because I know this one of the ones I saw, and it seemed to be the most pictures were of the Cricket Joy. So,
is that the whatchamacallit? Embossing letter type, or is that the?
You can also make decals with it.
You make,
Right.
yeah, I know Teresa makes decals with hers. And so, but yeah, you can do all, you know, evidently you can do a lot with it. You know, you can do the colorization and stuff, do all sorts of stuff. I'm not all sure on it. Oh, hers is bigger. Boom.
Well, you know what? I don't know who's got one of those that's willing to help me out here, but I need to take and get a vinyl decal white made for the side of my computer that says, you know, that's got my little channel thing on it. But everybody I ask says, yes, I can do it. And then they never get back with me. So if you can make stickers that are at least 10 inches by 10 inches, send me an email.
All right. And Grammy Karen has the Cricut maker and heat press. Oh, and Stampin' Up too. Cool. I'm not sure if my wife still has all her Stampin' Up stuff or not. Still, whether she got rid of it years ago.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking over on the Amazon page, and there's a Circuit Maker Champagne. Then there's the Air 2 Mint. Then there's little itty bitty ones.
Cricut. All right.
CRICUT. Circuit.
CIRCUT.
CRI.
Yes,
Yeah,
CRI.
it's on the machine.
Yeah, Cricut.
Sricut.
Sricut. Whatever.
You guys realize we're just playing semantics here.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, I used to do a long time ago buttons a lot, but that was back in the 70s. Like peace or the F word or no war here. Don't draft me. I sold a lot of those.
All right. So, yeah, this is this is not this is something that a lot of people have out there. As you can see, everybody talking about having it and stuff. So, this is one of those ones that hey, during the wintertime when you're bored and it's raining all the time and you don't want to go outside, you can't work in the garden, you don't want to deal with the animals out there other than just tossing a bale of hay out there and let them have it for a couple of days. Hey, something to keep you from going nuts. And then there is the beads with the macrame type stuff, tying, making stuff like that. So there's a lot of different projects I've seen where people do, get the beads and just start, doing macrame with them. And all right, guys, now we're going to talk for the guys a little bit. All sorts of woodwork and stuff you can do, and plaster, sculpturing, things you can do to keep you busy. All sorts of little things you can do. Hey, and guess what I found? Reader's Digest has a crafts and hobbies book. Oh, you're not sure what you want to do? Read up on several at once. Figure out which one you want to do. And for the guys, 75 hobby ideas for men.
Sounds rather sexist to me.
The art of manliness.
Okay.
This is look at this cover though. How
1960s.
Actually, they pulled all these old things, established 2009.
Right. But folks, I know some weird stuff in crafts that nobody ever does. Hornsmithing, taking cow horn, make buttons out of it, combs, brushes, spoons. When's the last time you've seen a horn spoon? Other than the primitive, whatchamacallit?
That would have been probably when I was a youngster, and my grand aunt had stuff from the ranch when they lived up by the Indian reservation when she was a little girl. Back in the early 1900s. Yeah. Here.
Yeah, because back then horn buttons was a big thing.
Hey, on the leatherworking stuff here, look what they got here on this one station here. They got bone, antlers, and other stuff they're working with here. leatherworking and bone working go together.
Yeah, Martha got it right. Townsend Sons YouTube channel. They make corn spoons. Another craft that a lot of people haven't heard of is tinware. They hear the name, but they don't know what it is.
Tinware, as in work like silverware. Yeah, tinsmith.
No, tinsmith, right?
Mm-hmm.
You make things out of tin cans. Make tin cans itself. That's how tin smithing got its headway, because originally tin cans are made out of tin and soldered iron, and you put food in it. Here you go, sir. Your canned food product. Now, all you have to do is put the food and you'll seal the top with a special tool and you coat it with lead. Of course, after that, they got rid of the lead.
Lead, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pull up one other thing here. Now, one of the things interesting is, and Dave kind of mentioned it when he's talking about Amazon. I want to get it ready here for he's the one that just reminded me to look here on Amazon, because I already set this up.
Don't blame me for it. I ain't taking
no. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so I got all my lists. I've talked about it, showed some of my wish lists here on Amazon. This is one for my wife. And so I got her stuff I'm thinking about getting her the pruning kits and the grafting stuff. But got the Dremel, got the rings, got the little tools and stuff, all the little things for holding all the beads and stuff. And I've already bought her a bunch of stuff, so I pulled it off of there for her earring making stuff. She wanted to do some crafting stuff, so I started making a list. Started talking to her about stuff and slightly built a list of things to get her. And so that just dropped 8%.
Yep. Already shopping.
Ooh, this dropped 17%. Hang on. Okay, so this, it's the little tools and stuff, crafting tools there for working. See right there for working the earrings and necklaces and stuff. So that may be coming up here this fall for her. And I talked about making rings and stuff, so you get the ring sizes, so you can actually make different types of rings and stuff as well. So, my wife likes doing crafty stuff.
Yeah, I like to do the weird stuff like crimshying. Unfortunately, they removed that from crafts because it involved with endangered species like quails and ivory and human bones. They get really picky when you do human bones.
Yeah. Little like Emma at Sunny's place. Yeah.
Mary Beth, if you want a Dremel alternative, I actually reviewed one on my channel. It's somewhere in a new channel playlist or a new video playlist. Don't remember the name of it. Still got it. I'm still using it. It's not Dremel, but it's a Dremel knockoff. It takes all the exact same attachments that Dremel does. It's the exact same size. So if you want something that's a high-speed rotary, this will suffice at half the cost. I just don't remember the name of it. And it's on Amazon. And it's always dirt cheap. And if you get one that don't work or has broken parts, and you contact the seller, they usually will send you a second one, no charge, and tell you to keep the first one too. Because that's what happened with me. I got one. It wasn't the switch was kind of bad in it. I sent them a message and they sent me a new one. So I had two for a while. I fixed the first one and gave it away.
Grammy Karen. When our daughter started popping out boys, my wife took the name. Well, they're going to call me Grammy. And so when she's around the grandkids, it's Grammy, not Grandma, it's Grammy. So, yeah, I think you two might get along pretty good.
I confuse my grandnephews a lot. I just told them, I'm Scrooge McDuck. Just call me Uncle Al or Scrooge McDuck. And they kind of look at me until I wear the top hat, the goggles, and they go, Mom, Uncle Alan's nuts. And they run away.
Yeah. So there are a lot. And I bet I didn't even touch half or even a quarter of the crafting things that can be done out there. Oh, yes, it does, Teresa. Yes, it does. And it is Julie at Heaven's Essentials. Is Julie in here?
No.
No, she was over on Stringfield Ridge earlier. But she makes
she doesn't come visit us no more.
Yeah.
I'm sharing something.
Yeah, I see it popping up there.
Okay. There is what to look for. That's what I got. Takes all the same rotary tools. And if you look at the price, that's a prime price. Compared to a Dremel tool with all the same attachments. That flex shaft for Dremel is a $30 item in and of itself, just the flex shaft itself. So, and everything in this kit works just the same as a Dremel. It'll take all the same Dremel attachments, and it'll do you for what you need.
Yeah. And I'm just checking the Dremel I had in there for my wife, the little
froze,
the little micro Dremel. They're not even in stock right now. The battery powered one. The other Dremels, the cords and stuff, $40, $99 for the big kit. So yeah. So $21, and Win is actually a pretty good company.
Yep.
I've had several products from Win.
Yeah.
Folks, another thing you could do, and I think Bob 942, is to reuse old candles from thrift stores and melt them down into your own candle molds and make your own candles. Candle making is also a big business too.
Yeah. I had to throw this one up there. Because there is a device that has a little rotary thing and doing it. Yep, Dustin's in the house.
Hey, Dustin, I'm pulling a Courtney. I got the flashing lights behind me.
Yeah, he's at work.
All right. But there, there is a lot of things that you can do. Once my wife gets the lets me move all the wood shop stuff up here, and we actually get it set up. We started 2 years ago when our kids were little. I made peg templates for the Brio wood track with my routers and stuff to be able to make my own Brio wood track. And
also,
when I just started to do that, then I got really busy at work, and you
can start over again.
Yeah, exactly.
But you could also do like I do. I'm into the cooking skills. And what can you do with the cooking skills? Well, you can make jams, hot sauces, beers, light wines, sodas, hard liquor, soft liquor, hard spritzers, ciders, and you need all sorts of kinds of edible or non-alcoholic or alcoholic beverages like pine tree beer or bread beer, or what the heck was the other thing I made? Yeah, that too. But
darn it, I wish I had an affiliate link. I could have just made a couple cents. Darn it.
Right. What they gave to Jesus on the cross in a sponge?
It was a vinegar and water.
Yeah.
Right. But it used to be the Romans drank it a lot. It's still popular in Italy as a sports drink, except they carbonated it.
Yeah, it's basically they gave him vinegar on the sponge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was more like vinegar,
what they gave him was sour vinegar.
Yeah,
right.
Which is entirely different.
Because legionnaires used to mix their water with vinegar and water, because they didn't want to get certain things, and also quenches their thirst, and they thought it was an act of mercy.
It also keeps them from developing urinary tract infections.
Right.
Because the vinegar helps keep your kidneys and everything clean.
But you can make your own vinegar like the Vineyard Chicks.
There we go. Okay. I just remembered that for my youngest son, he was wanting to do some stuff, and I went and created a wish list on Amazon for him of what he wanted to do. So I'm going to see if anybody can guess what this is. We got blacksmith tongs, we got activated charcoal, we got a bunch of different things. We got ceramic cloth, we got fire bricks.
Okay.
He's making a kiln.
He's making a kiln. Actually, no, not a kiln. Close.
Forge.
He wants to make knives and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Go tell him to watch the King of Random channel. They've made several.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's watched several others, and he's I think he has recorded all of the Forged in Fire programs on the whatever it is the AT&T unit is there. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, and of course, Martha's. Where'd it go? There it goes. Forge, because I believe Mr. Old School Prepper built his own forge, and she has some videos of that.
Yeah,
right out of an old.
She just said that a couple down. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, out of propane tank.
See, the first one you clicked was her saying that.
Yeah, but I was looking at the other one.
Read.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at the other one. Yeah, I know. But yeah, she. Guys, go check those videos out on that on the forge that Mr. Old School Prepper made.
Well, I guess there's also something else people can do. Well, at least it's what I can do. But of course, I'm fairly more technologically minded and schooled than some people. So for me to say it's easy, other people are going to look at me and tell me I'm nuts. But if anybody has looked at my videos lately, or like the short I did today, which if you haven't seen my short yet, go watch it. You'll get a good kick, at least a little laugh out of it. Just wait a one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start producing, upon order and request, channel intro videos. And I'm doing different things so people can, in my videos, so people can see what is available. So if you need a channel intro made, I can do it, because I don't go nowhere. I have limited access to the availability of some things. So maybe I can make a few dollars producing and channel videos.
All right, Built on the Rock. Yeah, I mean,
be safe.
We're still got problems everywhere with sporadic, depending on the time of the day too.
Right.
Well, here's something that my daughter was looking at, and this is a knitting, sort of like a miniature knitting loom, weave craft thing where you just do all the
but that's more like crochet.
My mom had those.
Yeah, and so they got you can make all the different, it comes to things, all the different ones, and she was thinking about trying to do that during the winter time.
Oh yeah, they're great.
But the kids never gave her any rest during the winter times.
Right.
Poor boys.
The smaller one, the pink one, you can make socks out of it. The bigger rings, you can make hats or toques. Mm-hmm. And then you could also make sleeves. And also, if you do it right, I think you can make quilts. But I haven't tried it yet. But I have tried making scarves and hats with those rings.
My mom used to make hats all the time with them.
I'm looking here. So Old School Prepper has it. Evidently, it sounds like Tammy's had some experience in it.
Well, see, what my mom used to do is she'd take one of them, a couple of different ones, and she would take the tall, the like 18, 24-inch fashion dolls, not the cheap Barbie dolls, but, the ones that look really fancy in the boxes. She'd buy the naked ones and from a flea market supplier, and she'd take them home, and she would use one of those round ones and make dresses and stuff for those dolls and sell the dolls themselves. And those dolls, believe it or not, with the handmade dresses, would fetch no less than $150 a piece.
Yeah.
My mom would make one and not have to worry about making anything for half a month. But my mom would make 2 or 3, sell them, go buy a bunch more stuff. And my mom made lots of extra money throughout a year just making those dolls. She'd make 2 or 3 a month.
The worst thing as a kid in the 70s, my mom was one of the back to earth people. And so before I went to, or the 60s, I think it was the 60s, because I was beating everybody up who wore a baseball cap and looked like Beaver Cleaver. My mother made me a pair of crochet pants. I'm the only Asians full of, it was either Hispanics, white people, and black people. And I'm the only one who went to school and knitted pants. And this was the 3rd grade. You know, I fought everybody up to the 6th grade. I had so many broken teeth and black eyes. It wasn't even funny. I still remember that. I thought everybody was racist after that. Why the hell they're picking on me? It's good pants, you know. I mean, I really had to duke it out.
I just remembered here that somebody else has probably done here. A friend of ours gave us one to store because they didn't have a place to store it. We had a big storage thing up there, but we didn't realize that the rats had access to that area and they went and destroyed it. But let me go over here to this one here. Hand woven rugs. But the one that they had was one of these ones, one of those oval ones, you know, where they braid it and they use the heavy cord stitching to sew the braids together, make a big, huge.
Yeah, I had one of those when I was a kid in my bedroom. I used it for a Hot Wheels track. The circles were perfect for racing. Yeah,
and what's interesting for the hand woven rugs, they're not showing that type. They're showing it for sale. I can find for sale ones like a Wayfair at. Yeah, those type there where they do the woven like that.
Right, it's either woven or rag woven because they used to use a lot of leftover clothing for the Civil War to make those kinds of rugs. And I seen a blue and gray one, which was wonderful. That was over 160 years old, and took the lady because her husband and sons died. Took their extra uniforms and created these wonderful
rugs.
Not rugs.
Yeah.
And for those who are wondering what CR is talking about, you're going to have to go watch his channel to see it. I know what he's talking about.
Yep.
But if you don't, you're going to have to go watch his channel.
Yeah. So, CR, if you want to put the link to that in there, give me a second here and see if I can. I don't have it up. I don't have the other part up. Yeah, I can't do it from StreamYard. I have to go into YouTube to give you the.
I can explain later on how you can get around that. So.
Yeah.
You can actually give 1 or 2 other people the ability to add moderators to your channel like that.
Yeah.
Right. Another hobby that I can't do, but Bob does, is metalworking. That's sheet metal, welding, machining. I kind of like it, but the problem is I do another kind of metalwork, which right now the Governor Newsom passed a law against ghost guns, ghost machine guns, ghost artillery guns. I'm like, so he knows I'm
ghost
thinking.
Artillery.
So he's thinking, Uncle Alan's thinking about setting up his shop again.
I need me some ghost artillery, that's for sure.
I could get you a shoulder fired.
I don't want shoulder fire. I want no.
This is the family channel.
Mortars.
That's for the Gray Man Prepping channel.
Sorry. I could do 57 or 75, Dave.
All right. We'll talk later.
Yeah.
All right. Welding. Yes. Actually, when the Boy Scouts started with the welding merit badge, the first year they did it, my youngest son there was a event called I just lost the name of the event. Basically, it was a big thing where they had an ongoing thing where they could do all these different things. They actually got the local welding union to allow the scouts to go over there for the day and learn how to weld as part of the welding merit badge. And my son, as soon as he heard about the possibility, did everything he could to be on that first bus going over to learn how to weld. And after that, he bought himself a wire feed welder, and he was only 16 at the time. And so, yeah, welding, I love gas welding with an acetylene torch and a good stick welder. I'm not too fond of the wire feed stuff and everything else. I like old school welding.
Did you guys ever do acetylene torch or not?
Acetylene torch? Oh yeah. I love. My dad had 2 sets of acetylene torches, and that's what I learned from him. And then I went in high school in my senior year. The shop teacher had me teaching the freshmen how to weld acetylene as well. It's fun. I mean, I just love welding because it's not as bright, so the goggles are dimmer, but you can do some fun stuff with acetylene torch welding. You can do some sculpture type work.
Oh, see what you did, Al? Now you got people on the side pat. Wow, words are difficult. Side chat talking some crazy things.
Oh yeah,
not much crazy people. Welcome to our ship.
Oh, what's this about grocery bags? I just saw it. Let me go back here.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
They're talking about making big whirligigs.
Sure.
Yeah, those plastic grocery bags. Yeah, you could weave those and make some interesting things with that too.
Oh yeah, you could do macrame out of it. You could also do plastic bottles.
Oh, all right. Pop quiz. What movie had near the end showed a house with hundreds of whirligigs all over it before the F5 came?
I know it was in Florida.
It wasn't in Florida. This is out in Oklahoma.
Twister.
Yes. And
I'm waiting for Chad to say something, but Chad's a little slow tonight, so I figured I'd just throw it out there.
Yeah, I can't remember. It was the stars. I'm trying to remember the stars, and I just lost the stars. Well, shoot. I was just looking at this way here. Twister film, 1996 film. Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton.
Right, when he was alive.
Yes, and Philip Seymour.
No, he did it when he was dead. Al, holy cow, he's good.
Carrie Ewell. Yeah,
you can't talk about the people who took the ride one way up and the slow way up the fast way down. They didn't make it in the movie. You can't talk about them. They were the comedic relief, secondary red shirt people.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was Helen Hunt's, who was Dr. Joanne Harding. It was her grandmother or aunt, Meg Green, whose house had all the whirligigs, and all of a sudden they start going, and the lightning struck. And they look outside and go, "Oh shit!" Pardon my French.
Great, and then her grandmother's house got wiped out.
Pancaked, yeah.
Yeah. That's where you see cows flying through the air, and it's not super cow either.
And fuel trucks
impaled into trees.
And fuel trucks going sideways down the road.
Right. Or you can make those little dinky bobbers they made to study the tornado.
Cutting up the cans and making it so Dorothy will fly and all the little things will go up in the tornado.
Yep. That's another work for sheet metal.
Yeah. Yeah. So tinsmith, silversmith, for jewelry making. Blacksmiths make other things similar.
Right. Pewter
Goldsmith,
smithing.
pewter smithing. Oh, in high school, they had us make. They had.
Hey, Prep.
It was a little bit more than prep for it. It wasn't just tinsmithing, but basically it was more pewter, and they'd make these little lanterns where they had a little candle inside, and we'd make in high school.
Pewter is fun because pewter is a very soft metal. It's very easy to work with.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, pewter is one of the few metals that's easy to make filigree out of.
Yep. No,
I just had a brain part. Filigree is.
Look it up.
I know. How do you spell PH or F?
You'll have to figure it out.
Try F.
I cannot play encyclopedia all the time.
Oh, okay, here we go. Images of filigree.
Pewter is the easiest to make that with. Other metals can be done, but pewter is the easiest.
Yeah.
Second comes to bronze and copper work.
Yeah. So all the little, delicate silver.
Very, very intricate.
Stuff, yeah. Cool.
Now, I tell a lot of people, if you're interested in other activities, go check out Todd's workshop. If you're going to make like knives, swords, and daggers, there's a whole process to that, including arrowheads.
All right. The reason what I'm laughing at is not laughing at Martha, but laughing because she edited my first book, and she nailed me on some spellings and stuff and things like this. So yeah. And Ken says, requiring the skill of the surgeon for that.
Some of it, yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kaylin, for reminding me of something else.
Uh-oh. We all in trouble now.
No. We mentioned it before a couple live streams back here. What do surgeons like to do as a hobby?
You can't talk about movies or TV shows like Dexter on a family channel.
No. The other one starts with an M.
Starts with an M. Remember Colonel
starts with
Blake.
a B.
Colonel Blake. And what was he always doing? Tying flies. Fishing flies. There we go. Fishing fly, rubble canners, fly fishing. Yes.
Fly fishing? And I thought I was having the problem with the words this evening.
Fly fishing.
Now, you want to see going nuts? Have your grandnephew tangle up your expensive bronze wire into this.
Yeah.
Fun.
So
loads of fun. I have a week trying to untangle it. I only got that far.
Yeah.
6 months come the holiday season, we're going to say, "Hey Al, how'd you come on your brass wire? You're going to pull it up in the same knot." Not very far.
No, I'm not throwing away. It cost me $60. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. So you go to some of these flea markets and peddlers fairs and farmers market stuff, and you see a guy that has been doing fly fishing lures and everything else out there. Hand done ones, especially the lures with the spinners and stuff on them and everything else. You're talking about people pay big bucks for the hand done ones, not the commercial ones you buy at Walmart or Big Five or whatever.
Right. I know a little bit about that. The plugs that look like little fish made out of wood. Those are the most expensive. I know a guy in Canada who has a market in Japan. He custom makes it. In the wintertime, he only does 4 plugs. He puts on the tremble hooks on either end, custom painted, weighted, has to be weighted right. Get the little surgical eye hooks to place in there. and he ships it to Japan. Japan ships back a couple $1,000 because there's a waiting list for his fishing lures. Because those guys, when you fish in Japan, it's like, we're going to beat the living hell out of you. Come near my fishing spot. That kind of insanity.
Yeah. It's very territorial.
Oh, yeah. You get between two fly fishermen to see how bad you're going to look.
See, I'm smart enough. I don't go stand in the middle of a creek.
Yep.
I'll stand on the bank.
I cheat. I use a fish trap. There you go. You can whip those long poles and things because they'll whip each other with it. And like, get out of my spot.
See, I'm not even worried about fly fishing pole. The one pole I'd be worried about is them 25-foot long cane poles.
Oh, yeah.
The very first fishing pole I had as a kid was a 25-foot cane pole. That stuff hurts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Rebel Canners just, looked down at her thing and just reminded me of something here. One of the other little hobbies, crafty things you can do involves canning jars and fabric and recipes.
Yep.
Basically, you can make, like the soup in a jar, the cookie mix in the jar, the brownie mix in the jar, all the type different, and do stuff in the layers. It's L-A-Y-E-R, layered soup in a come up, boom.
Right. Yeah. Or you could do like this one company did, Backpacker's Pantry. Make your creations that you could have boiling water to it, like these right here. And then put it in a little bag, Mylar bag, seal it, and sell it for $14.95. I could do it for less than $4.
Yeah. But yeah, the all the different little soups and cookie mixes and everything else. Yeah. You can, of course, the way the price of canning jars are now.
Everybody go check out my channel. I have a curry rice dish that you could do that cooks in 12 minutes. Easy
that was
to
a
do.
Good video.
Yeah, and it was for the vineyard chicks. They wanted a one-pot meal that they cook outside under 12 minutes. It's about 12 minutes to cook. You boil the water, throw everything in there, cover it for 7 minutes, and you have curry rice.
Yeah. Years ago, our scouts, we had to make some of these. I think it was the 5-bean soup, or something. It was something like this, And my wife was working with, and one of the other mothers was working with them, and they, the whole troop made, each made like 2 or 3 jars each, and for their grandmothers and their mothers, and so. Yeah, so they help them make presents for it.
Right. You could also do candy bars. You could do oatmeal. Remember the Instapack oatmeal? We all have food savers. Make your own and sell it. Like cranberry or honey.
You
or
have
granola.
to be careful though when selling any food products.
Right.
Very careful. You're starting to walk on FDC toes there.
Yeah.
And they can be a pretty nasty agency to try and fight.
So you got all the different types, and there are plenty. There are several YouTube channels out there that cover how to do these, and I'll have all sorts of fun recipes. They got your cookie mixes in the jars, soup mixes. There was one that did a stew mix that all you had to add the beef and everything, but they had all everything was in the seasonings and all that stuff. Was in the jar. So.
Well, all you people who keep saying you can't find lids and jars, come over here to Ohio, down where I'm at. We got plenty. Lots and lots and plenty.
Right. And you see Dave behind his car opening up the trunk. Here you go. That'd be $50.
No, I am not a scalper. I am not going to do that. Because you know what would happen? I would decide, okay, I'm going to go spend a little bit, make a whole lot. Then I'd hear, and it'd be some guys in a black van out front saying, you're under arrest for scalping. So I ain't doing it. No, nope, not even
Yeah.
gonna attempt it. No. So if y'all need some, come get it. There's plenty here.
Right. Oh, the next big thing right now is people are buying homemade ketchup next to illegal lumber mills. Sorry.
Well, all right. What's the difference between a legal lumber mill and an illegal one?
When
Other
you're
than
on,
someone else's property.
like the National Forest Service, and you're cutting down trees without a permit. What?
Yeah.
We don't speak no English.
Well, actually, in some areas, especially in California, Oregon, and Washington, where the fires have gone through, it's easy to get a permit to cut down fire damaged trees, and that a lot of that wood inside is fabulous, still good, and even some of the outer wood, where if you cut it right and you get the scorching mark on the wood, makes beautiful wood for making tables and stuff out of.
Right. It's about a couple of years ago. Remember on National Geographic, the treasure hunter, that one guy who went to Lake Superior and gathered all the sunken logs that were in Lake Superior.
Oh, yes.
He made a fortune. He made like $14 million pulling out logs out of the Lake Superior, and he had an old mill and cut. These are 100-year logs.
And the coloring on them was fabulous.
Right.
The reason they didn't deteriorate, in case people are curious, is why it didn't deteriorate so much. That lake is so cold, you could drop an ice cube in it in the middle of summertime, it'll take an hour to melt.
Right. His big fear was hypothermia.
No, I thought it would grow. You drop an ice cube in there and it would grow.
Ain't that cold.
Ain't
Well,
that
in the wintertime
cold,
it is. In the wintertime it would grow.
Right, but he was surprised. Also, National Geographic kind of freaked out when they were harvesting the logs. Guess swam by, and they never suspected what?
Loch Ness Monster.
Nope, sharks. They found out some of the sharks, because the waters were acting weird in the ocean, would come into Lake Superior, and they said, "Holy!" Well, I can't say what they said on National Geographic because it's a public channel. Sorry.
Yes, they are. No, I'd be more worried about seeing the Edmund Fitzgerald swim or float by.
Yeah,
that'd be the only thing up there that would freak me out.
Yeah. Well, we've hit the top of the hour. Dave, do you have something? Do you have a topic for Tuesday?
I have something that was suggested to me. I am going to do some research, so it'll be a surprise.
Okay.
But I'm going to preface it by, you may want to bring a tinfoil hat, even though the information I will provide is not tinfoil-ish. But some of y'all probably want to bring your tinfoil hat anyway, because some of y'all ain't going to believe what I'm going to tell you, but it's fact.
I got cowboy hats. I got fedoras. I got ball caps. I don't have tinfoils.
I don't either.
All right. All right. So that's on Tuesday the 8th at 9 o'clock Eastern time.
That is true, Rebel.
At 10 o'clock Eastern, I'll be on it won't be Camppatton Family Compound. It'll be Gray Man Prepping. And actually, let me grab something here before I do that. And
don't forget to check out the daily or weekly invitational information from Mr. Dipole Frog 79.
Yep. All right. So this is. I'm
sure most of you folks, when you hear what I'm going to talk about next Tuesday, will probably quit watching the internet.
All right. So there's the link to Gray Man Prepping channel. The topic on this Tuesday, on Tactical Tuesday, is going to be how hurricane season affects you, no matter where you're at.
And you know what? I live up here in the Buckeye State, and we still have to deal with y'all Southern people's dang hurricanes. Quit shoving them up here. We don't want it no more. Last couple of years, you keep sending the remnants up here to Ohio, saying, "Here, have a free gift." I don't want it no more.
Send the rain over to my side. We need water.
I'm not talking rain. I'm talking other things. Because even here in Idaho, I'm looking down at Ohio down below me here.
You moved,
I'm looking down at southern Ohio. Even up here in Idaho, we have to deal with the remnants and the effects of hurricanes on the East Coast. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit there. And Shelly says, I'm in Louisiana, enough said. Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's what's coming up on Tactical Tuesday is how hurricane season affects you, whether you're down there in Louisiana, Georgia, Florida, or you're up here in Washington, Montana.
Bush doesn't want the win no more. Hey, Q.
Hey,
I
Butch.
didn't send the snow down 5 years ago and 6 years ago when y'all sent that dang hurricane up here that caused us to lose power for 3 weeks. We didn't send you no snow that year. That snow was payback for that one. So, I mean, we still owe you.
Yeah. And then next Friday at 9 o'clock on Southern Ohio Prepping, it'll be, again, the week news and review. And then here on Camppatton Family Compound at 10 o'clock on next Friday will be container gardens for patios and inside. And I actually will bring some of my container garden stuff that's growing and bring it in here and show it to you on the live.
I told you there's an easy way for you to do that. Set your phone up so it can share, and you can use your phone walking outside. That way your main window stays there, and you can walk outside with your phone and showcase it.
Well, see, my phone has been totally internet blocked. There's no GPS on it.
Well, you're just going to have to make that change for 1 minute. Even though after listening to Tuesdays, you're all probably going to throw your phones out the window, but hey.
It took the DHS tech guy 4 hours to hack into that thing and decrypt it and redo and set everything up. I don't even know how to do it. So he did it. It's staying that way.
Hi, Courtney. You just came in late. We're closing up shop. And he froze again.
Daughter graduated from high school. Woo! All right, and her comment was at the bottom, all said "broom," and everybody just put stuff in saying hi to Courtney.
Hey, Courtney, look, I got pretty lights behind me now too.
Right. And folks, coming up later on tonight, I'm going to do a mail call. I'll be discussing what I ordered from Amazon because Uncle Alan's always developing weird survival kits.
Cool. That's not going to be a live. That's just going to be a posted video, right?
Right.
When are you saying you got to do that live?
I can see people freak out if I ever do a live. I was thinking,
you have a point there. They're not going to know what to think.
Right. Oh, it's the end of the world. Yeah. All right, so that's what's coming up here Tuesday and next Friday. So hopefully we'll see all of you around. And it's been great for you being here. And we're going to get on out of here now, I believe. Any last words, Al? Anything else?
Just hop over, folks.
All righty. Dave, anything last words?
Any last words?
Any last words? Okay. All righty, folks. We'll see you around next Tuesday or whenever we post the next video. Stay happy. Stay safe. Stay prepared. Plant something if you can.
Create something.
Create something.
It's not racist.
Do something fun. All right.